South. So I think
There was something interesting to say about that.
Early, they weren't expected to have that 13-game win streak like they did last year.
This is the gift that God has given me to be able to help.
So then am I correct?
I'm not.
Am I correct?
you are correct.
Why blame? Why you're blaming?
I have a question for Carolyn. Carolyn, hold on. I have a question for you.
Yeah, no,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on another episode of the Doug Sharavo Show, which is brought to you by unsolicited role models, or role models you may not want, but you may just need. We got myself. We got Jimmy Drust
That'll be me.
on Dougie's Sports Talk. Let's get this rolling. All right, so tomorrow is Game 1 of the 2020-24 World Series. All right, Jimbo, this is going to be an interesting World Series.
Definitely is. I mean, are we surprised because somebody called it not too far long ago that it would be the World Series? He called it after the Super Bowl who it was going to be.
Oh, Yankees-Dodgers?
Yeah. I think we have a clip somewhere that I did call it. I think
Yeah, we have a clip of you saying it.
Yeah, because I just saw them as both the better team.
On paper.
On paper, but even on even now, even going through the whole series, they just dominate. Like, the Yankees dominated Cleveland. There's no question about it. They dominated them.
They did.
Dodgers, they looked like the better team against the Mets. They definitely did.
They did.
It shows that the Mets need a couple pieces more to be a contender, but it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction. And if I look at this Mets team through that LCS series against the Los Angeles Dodgers, their need isn't just Pete Alonso coming back. It isn't just going after Juan Soto.
Mm-hmm.
Their need is going to be more pitching depth.
Yeah.
Because I was at that Game 3. They brought in McGill, and the gates opened up for the LA Dodgers.
Yeah. Well, even Peterson, like when he came in, he looked really good against them. Like he looked really good at that game, Game 5.
Yeah, he did.
He looked really good. So like they have futures as like, and if you look at their cap this year, like they have a lot of money rolling in.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people off the books.
Yeah. So like it's gonna open a lot of money to sign somebody, sign Alonso to get what
Soto.
they need. So if they go for Soto, because Soto might want to stay, he might want to go. Who knows what? If he wins, then maybe he stays to try to run it back again, or maybe he goes. Who knows with him?
Yeah, it varies on
How he feels.
I think it's going to be the person that pays the most, and that's going to be Stevie Cohen.
Yeah, but it's going to be for a long-term contract though, because you want to lock.
Yeah, it's going to be a long deal.
A player like that, you want to lock down.
Well,
Maybe,
I don't think the Yankees are going to go to that $500 to $600 million range. I think the New York Mets are going to.
they do, because they also try to sign Pete Alonso as well. If Pete takes a little bit of a pay cut,
I think he's going to.
I think he wants to stay.
He's going to stay in New York.
Yeah, he's willing to stay. Like I just feel like they have a better chemistry all together with that team, and then you add Soto.
He wants to be a New York Met.
I think he wants to stay as a Met, and that's especially like we have a lot of pieces that are coming together, young pieces with Vientos, Alvarez, Iglesias. Like they're all coming together at the right time. So maybe we just need that one solid piece, and then I can see the Mets just take off, and then add maybe a decent pitcher to that rotation. Because like Itsenga does get healthy again, because now he's on a whole offseason just to get plenty of rest, work on rehab whatever's wrong with him, and I think he'll be perfectly fine. Because I think they kind of maybe rushed him back to...
Yeah, to have him start in that game.
Game 1 against Phillies.
He looked terrible, and he also looked terrible against the Dodgers.
Well, yeah, because I think he had to knock some rust off, and he couldn't do it in those games. Like, he can go deep, and usually Sengo does go deep enough, like the 7th or sometimes into the 8th, because he's pitching very well.
Yeah, and people forget the first game he came back.
There's only 2.
he got injured the
Yeah.
day of his
Yeah.
first game back. So it's like I think the Mets rushed him back. I wouldn't have started him in the playoffs. I think it was great to throw off the Phillies. Didn't really make a matter. It didn't make a difference anyway because they won that series either
Yeah.
way. But going back to it, I would have kept him shut down, and I would have had him rest up for 2025 and beyond.
Oh, I agree with that honestly, because next year, because he's gonna plenty of rest, and next year he's gonna like show out. I think.
Yeah, I
He
think
should.
next year is going to be his year to prove why the Mets spent money on him.
Yeah, because not even spent money just to keep him around. Because he definitely, I mean, we saw him firsthand when we saw him pitch
Against-
last year.
That was the Tampa Bay game. He had,
Yeah.
like maybe 12, 13?
He let nothing
12 or
pass him.
13 strikeouts.
I think 12 or 13, I believe it was, and he went far into the inning. Like, he went 6 or 7.
Yeah, he went far in that game.
Yeah, he was pretty good. I think. And then he let one run up, and then he, put him in, let him rest.
Again, if you're just joining us, this is the Doug Survival Show, which is brought to you by Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. So let's get to this World Series. Yankees, Dodgers, East versus West. It looks like this was a World Series that people were expecting for the last few years when you have guys like Aaron Judge, Mookie Betts, you got Freddie Freeman, you got all these great young players, you got this great talent, great bats, and Giancarlo Stanton.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dodgers went out and they brought in Tommy Edman, who won the 2024 NLCS MVP award. They brought in a veteran like Kevin Kiermaier. And for this Dodgers team, a lot of people are forgetting that half their rotation is out to injury. Clayton Kershaw, Tyler Glasnow, Dustin May, Tony Gosselin. So they had to go in and bring in pitchers. They had to bring in Jack Flaherty, who's starting Game 1 against the New York Yankees. And for me, why I think this Yankees team has the advantage is because I do not trust how this Dodgers pitching staff is going to handle guys like Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton. It's a whole different matchup for this LA Dodgers team. I do think the Dodgers are the better team when it comes to depth. But when you're looking at the bigger picture, I think the Yankees are going to win this series. I think they could win this game in 5 games. Just because we saw it with the Mets. Let's go back to that series. Mets-Dodgers, Jimmy. Game 3, the Mets had opportunities, I think, in the first and the third and even the 6th inning with the bases loaded.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't capitalize. Yeah, the Dodgers faced 2. Jose Iglesias, not taking anything away from him.
Mm-hmm.
They faced J.D. Martinez, who's been struggling down the stretch. Tyrone Taylor. They faced Alvarez, who's been struggling.
The backhand of the rotation.
Backhand of that lineup struggled against the Dodgers, struggled to come out on clutch when it needed it. That's why I think the Yankees have the advantage in this series, because I think the Yankees are going to capitalize on their opportunities. I think the Yankees are going to capitalize on the Dodgers' mistakes. The Mets had their opportunities. They left runners on base, but they couldn't capitalize. That's why I think the Yankees are winning this series in 5 games, because they are going to capitalize on those opportunities. The Mets could have beaten the Dodgers easily. They just couldn't capitalize when they needed to the most. So for me, I'm going with the New York Yankees in 5 games. And I think this is going to shock a lot of people on my MVP award, just because I think he's going to step up. He was at the World Series parade in 2009. Anthony Volpe is going to be your World Series MVP. It's a long stretch, but if there's a time for him to shine, it is right now. This is the biggest moment of his career. Yankees in 5. Anthony Volpe, your MVP. As much as I do not want to say it, the Yankees are your 2024 World Series champions. Just like I do not want to say the Los Angeles Dodgers are the 2024 World Series champions. Do not want to see either team win, but I'm going to go with the Yankees. I do think the Dodgers somehow come out on top just because of the star power of Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, and Muncy. And there's one player that I wouldn't be mad if he won a World Series with the LA Dodgers. That's former Ray, Kevin Kiermaier. So if the Dodgers do win, I'll be happy for Kevin.
And
That's
Glasgow.
about it. And Tyler Glass now. I'd be happy for those two. The others, not so much.
Well, I have the Dodgers winning in 6. It's because, like you just said before, I'm gonna flip it, that the Mets did have opportunities, but their pitching came in when they needed to come in. Came in at the right time, the right pitches. Yeah, I understand they're facing the back half, but also the other opportunity was they're facing the top part too, with Lindor, Nimmo, Alonso. Like, they had opportunities, and the pitching staff took over. So that's why I think, and that's the problem with the Yankees, is their pitching staff. I don't think they're deep enough to contend. I think they're, like, you have Garrett Cole, and then who's the other decent pitcher on that team?
I'd say Carlos Rodon.
Rodon, and then that's it. Like, you would have to probably, like, start somebody that's, like, decent, but against that Dodgers hitting staff with Betts, Ohtani, and others, they might have a field day with them. Like, it might be competitive at first, like, to feel each other out, but then it's going to be who could get the first run in, and it can be consistent and not let the other players, like other team, do what they have to do to win. That's who I see, and I think the Dodgers have proven that point. Like, they had probably a harder road to get to this spot. They had to play.
Yeah,
They had to play the Padres.
they were trailing in
hot.
that series too.
Yeah, and then they played the Mets that were hot, and they cooled them off. The Yankees are coming in not hot. Like, they ain't coming in that hot. They pretty much cruised into the playoffs, and then they had to play against Kansas City that looked decent and then struggled against them. And then they had to play the Cleveland, which Cleveland had to play another Detroit team that was not ready. So I feel like if we're comparing divisions, the NL is a lot stronger than the AL.
Oh yeah.
So like you said, if you're number 1 seed, you should have an easy cakewalk to get into that position.
Oh, of course.
So I think the AL had a lot, like, less threats compared. Like, if other teams got in there, like Baltimore got in there and the Astros got in there, I don't think we're having this conversation with the Yankees being in there. I think Baltimore would have gave the Yankees a run for their money big time.
I think so too, but Baltimore struggled down the stretch.
Yeah, but the playoffs could have been different. They could have easily, like, came back because I feel like they have the Yankees numbers. And
Yeah.
And then with Houston, I think they could have same thing. They could have got they would have took the Yankees deep. With the other side, Philly was probably the best team. Dodgers, and then Milwaukee. Milwaukee would beat the Mets. I think, like I said, different story because Milwaukee always played whoever they had tough.
Yeah.
And then the Braves. I think the Braves just barely got in, and because they're missing
Braves were lucky that they got into the
the way.
playoffs.
Yeah, because because that doubleheader, whoever won the first game.
They weren't going to care if they won the
Exactly,
second game.
because like look what the Mets did. They took out their best, like they put Severino in, and then the second bet was like McGill, who pitched that second game.
Yeah, and
The Mets already knew. Yeah, the Mets already knew they weren't gonna pay anybody. So like they're resting everybody to go play Milwaukee the next day. That's what it was. So and then and then you had the Mets, Atlanta, and then you had the Padres, and the Padres were the hot team going into that. So I would have been more scared playing them than anything. So and the Padres barely lost to the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I feel like the Dodgers did, because they have the team to do it. They have the pitching staff. They have the hitters to do what they have to do. So that's why I feel like they are definitely gonna take that. I think they win the World Series in 6.
And your MVP, as you mentioned, was Shohei Ohtani.
I think it's Shohei Ohtani. I think he's finally getting into his own. He went to a team that's a contender, and he's showing why. He's showing why he's the best in the world. He showed it when he was in the Angels, and I think they held him back big time. And then when he went to a big time team that paid him what he was worth, he's showing why he's worth the money. to have a 50-50 season that no other person has. 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases, and to be consistent into the playoffs the way he is.
Unless he's facing Sean Mayana.
Yeah, he's the only one that like took it to him. But that's really it. It's going to be hard for the Yankees to take that away from Shohei and the Dodgers. I think they just have the better overall team.
Yeah, I agree. Dodgers have a lot of depth.
Yeah. The Yankees, I think they're more reliant on.
They got the star power.
Yeah. I think the Yankees are more reliant, and I think it's the same as last year. I think they're waiting on the home run ball because like Torres is hitting home runs. He's not really hitting the RBIs or anything. He's more of he'll get you the home run when you need it. I think they'll just try to like flame him down a little bit and then make you play. You're not beating us by home runs. You're going to beat us by getting on base and getting runs in. That's what the Dodgers are probably going to do. They're going to take away the home run ball.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Yankees could do that to them. I don't think they could take away the home run ball. I think you're going to see Ohtani or Mookie Betts or Freddie Freeman when he comes back to take that away from them. Especially they are very, like, they get on the bases a lot more than any other team.
Yeah.
That's what matters most. Not hitting home runs, getting on base, scoring opportunities. They're like number one in the league in it probably.
And the way I look at it for this series, I think it's going to be whoever scores first. You look back at the 2012 Stanley Cup Finals, different sport, of course.
Yeah.
But whoever scored that first goal ended up winning that game.
So what was it? The Boston
Devils and Kings.
Oh, Devils and Kings. That's your going.
Kings scored game 1 first. Game 2 first. They won that game. Then they scored first in game 3. And they won those first 3 games. Devils scored in game 4 first, and the Devils won that game. Then they scored first in game 5. They won that game. And then Kings scored in game 6, and they won those games. So I think whoever scores first in this game, in this league, this World Series particular, different league, different sport, different game, I think they're going to win that game. Just because that's how the momentum starts. Can you imagine, Jimmy? I want you to close your eyes for a minute. Can you imagine, bottom of the first, Shohei Ohtani walks up to the plate, and he hits a home run, first pitch swinging. Imagine how loud that stadium is going to be.
Oh, it's going to be
and
rocking.
how that momentum is going to carry for game 1 and then for game 2.
Oh,
Just imagine that.
I could see it.
The same thing could be said in Yankee Stadium. Imagine if Aaron Judge or Juan Soto hits a home run in the bottom of the first.
Yeah.
That's the game right there.
Yeah, I definitely could see it on both sides. It's good. Whoever I agree with you. It's gonna be whoever
Scores first.
scores first. It's definitely gonna. It's a momentum. That's what it is. It's gonna be very momentous if one of them do get it. So we'll see. We'll see tomorrow night. Was it 8:00 probably?
Yeah, game 1.
Yeah, to 8:00. It's in L.A.
And no, I will not be attending any of the World Series games this year.
Yeah. Because you want to pay that on dollars?
Not for the Yankees or Dodgers.
Nope.
Nope. I ain't doing that.
I even if I say for the Mets, I want to pay $1,000.
I might have.
No, you wouldn't have.
You never know.
No,
I might have.
no,
For a Met World Series game?
you would not.
You never know.
You would not. I would not even want to pay that. It's a lot of money.
I wouldn't want to, but I may have to.
No, because then it's not. Then literally you gotta be working overtime.
I know.
So
I
no.
am technically.
So no.
But you know, I don't want to deal with the traffic. But you know what I'm thinking about doing? Going to maybe Game 5 that Wednesday. Not to watch, and just to like maybe see if I could interview some fans on the street. But I do not want to deal with that traffic getting there. So that's probably not going to happen.
Just take the subway.
No, I know, but still dealing with all that people that day, I'd rather.
You could take the train.
Because I could get some good content.
You probably could, honestly. You could take the train to Penn State and then Penn Station, and then take the subway over.
But you never know. I could find a ticket for like $200 if the Yankees are trailing 3-1, and that series is like a shit show for that fan base. Because we saw it in the ALCS when they played the Astros and they were down 3-1. I think tickets were like $85 for the ALCS.
Yeah, but that's when Houston was like a top tier team.
Yeah, but they didn't want to see their team get eliminated.
No one wants to see that.
Unless they're the New York Rangers, then I want to see that happen.
Oh my god! Like games. What do you think of like Game 7 of 2 years ago?
Yeah, that was great. All the Ranger fans, They were so hurt, so upset. But I loved it.
You loved it because the Devils knocked them off, and then yeah, that was it. That was like Dougie's like, oh, Raiders fans, you talking shit?
Yeah, go home, enjoy your summer.
Oh my God.
So we are going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we have some National Football League to get to. It is what, week?
It'll be week 8.
Week 8 already. It is flying by.
Almost halfway.
Halfway over. We'll be right back.
So Malibu at the diner part of the casino.
That they're gonna slip back a little bit. Ben,
Do you ever ask yourself the question as to
For this town, things that haven't been done before.
feel like it's more than just Joe Biden though. Like it's just like people, even people.
Overpay for DeGrom, and I think this is a great way for us to gather.
I'll be looking for another job after this is over, I can tell you that.
Here with your name behind it, hoping that.
Why didn't Trump fire Fauci? He could have gotten rid of him.
There's a lot of things you can have checked out. So
Talk whatever we want.
It's sports. Well, I'll tell you,
no matter, I don't have to worry about my feelings to understand that.
Betting. It was named after you because you are probably known for losing a lot of bets, especially when it comes to the horse
My
racing.
lightning 5 picks. These are the ones I like. I mean, I love them. In my picks, you'll hear them later on. That is my best bet.
You'll hear it in Stuff's betting.
Yes, that is my best bet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the Doug Serravo Show, which is brought to you by our good friends at Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. It is now time for the Poor Betting, which is sponsored by, again, Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. All right, so we're going to... Allergy season is upon us. We're going to go with the money lines for these games. Tonight is Minnesota and LA. Minnesota and the LA Rams. This is another huge test for the Minnesota, so they don't continue their losing streak.
I don't think so, honestly, because that defense is a little... Minnesota's defense is going to put away LA, and then LA's going to have to play from behind. Because I can't see them stopping Jefferson, Addison, and that run game.
Yeah. But we've seen in the past where the Vikings were 5-0 and they collapsed and they missed the playoffs, so...
Yeah, but their team's very... they're still healthy, both sides of the ball. And they have not severed any punishment. Sam Darnold showing that he's a quarterback for a reason. Like, he deserving his role. So I think they win that straight out.
All right, so Vikings straight out for Jimmy Drust. All right, Baltimore or Cleveland, who's going to win this game?
Baltimore.
All right, Jimmy's got Baltimore.
What do you got?
Baltimore.
Okay, you can say yours, whatever you want. I'm just not just me.
Tennessee or Detroit, Jimmy?
Come on.
I know, Detroit's the obvious
Come on,
answer.
Detroit's the
obvious answer.
Yeah.
All right, Indy or Houston? Surprise, I'm going with the Indianapolis Colts.
Go with Houston. They lost last week. They'll bounce back.
All right, Green Bay or Jacksonville? I got Green Bay on this.
Green Bay.
The next game we got is the Cardinals at the Miami Dolphins. I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals.
Tua's back, so I'm going to go with Miami.
And this is going to be the game of the week. The New York Jets versus the New England Patriots. Which team will the Patriots be 2-6 or will the Jets be 2-6 after praising them for getting Aaron Rodgers?
You mean 3-5? They didn't have a bye week yet, so they're already 2. They're
2-5, but I think they'll be 2-6 after today.
No,
after next week.
They're not. the Patriots are not scoring that many points with that offense. I'm sorry. Rodgers is going to get his revenge.
We'll see. All right. Atlanta versus Tampa Bay. This could decide the division. I am going to go with the Atlanta Falcons.
I'm going to go with Atlanta, too, because no Chris Godwin and no Evans. Who's Baker Mayfield going to throw to?
All right. This next game. Philly. It could be a Super Bowl matchup. Philly versus the red-hot Cincinnati Bengals. I am going with Cincy.
Red hot. They play two trash teams.
Don't matter. They're on a winning streak. I call that red hot.
That's not red hot. When you play two trash teams, you're not red hot.
A win is a win.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Philly.
I'm going with Cincy.
Yeah. Tell me if they can stop Philly, the defense.
They will.
Nah, I don't think so.
Saints versus the Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah, I got the Chargers on
They
this.
take that running game away, and they're going to probably have to play from behind.
Buffalo versus Seattle. I like Seattle.
Buffalo. They're just playing good complementary football, and now with the addition of Mario Cooper, he'll get used to that offense real quickly, and I think they'll be fine. There's your number one receiver.
Williams versus Daniels. Chicago versus DC.
I'm liking the defense a lot better of the Bears, even though I think they're the most fraudulent 4-2 team. Because I think once they play in their division, they play Minnesota, Green Bay, and Detroit, I don't think they beat them. I'm going to go, but for that one, I'm going to go with the Bears because Commanders' defense is not that good. They're okay.
Panthers versus Broncos. Broncos, I got.
Broncos' defense will lock that team up.
All right, the soon-to-be 7-0 Kansas City Chiefs with the addition of DeAndre Hopkins versus the Las Vegas Raiders. I like Kansas City to win.
Yeah,
this.
they have no chance. If the Raiders pull off a miracle, there you go. But no, I don't think they have a chance.
The game of the night on NBC, Dallas Cowboys versus the San Francisco 49ers. I like this game to go to Dallas. Too many injuries for San Fran.
I'm liking the Niners a lot better because they have to run that ball, and they're not running the ball against the defense.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have to pass over the top a lot more. And your only other weapon would be CD, and Tolbert would be hit or miss.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm gonna go with the Niners.
All right, and the last game we got,
but not least,
one of the teams is least. Monday Night Football, Jimmy. All right, this is our team.
Yeah.
Giants and Steelers. We don't have a bet.
No.
We don't have a bet because I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game.
I'm liking the Steelers because I think everybody needs to apologize to Michael Tomlin because he made the right decision to put Russell Wilson in. Russell Wilson might be the reason why that offense will be a lot better. He settled down the offense, and they're throwing the long balls down the field the way they need it. Fields, I'll give Justin Fields credit. He played good complementary football to be 4-2, but he wasn't making the big shots that they should have. Russ showed that he can, especially when you have George Pickens, Freiermuth. He's even making the other players look decent.
Yeah.
So, welcome back, Russ. And let's see how far that team can go.
I don't apologize.
You will after. I'll give a couple more weeks. If Russ can win this game and then beat the Commanders, we'll see. But then is the big test is when they play Baltimore, Cincinnati, and more Baltimore, Cincinnati. The Browns are they're in a bit of a rut.
Yeah,
maybe they might be better because of maybe Jameis Winston.
Maybe
knows?
You never know. There could be a run.
Who knows?
You don't know.
Who knows? Well, if you're down 1-5, it's hard to come back
I don't mean like, but I just mean they go like maybe finish the season like 7-10 rather than 2-15.
Honestly, they might want to just blow it up and go get a rookie quarterback like who's in the draft, like Shakir or whoever, the other guy from I think Georgia. I think he's looking pretty good. Like he's up for draft this year, so we'll see.
Yeah, he is.
A lot of good good quarterbacks coming out. So they might, if I'm that head coach, I might want to tank it just a little bit just to go get a player, and then you already have a good defense, and your offense could be a lot better. Because now you just have Judy.
So we're going to take a last commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to give us our predictions for. It's a surprise.
Especially going back to Columbus down.
Why? They were horrible this year.
Malibu at the diner.
These leaders of these countries.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by Unsolicited Role Models. The role models you may not want, but you may just need. As always, I'm your host, Dougie Saravo. We got Jimmy Drust. Never trust the Drust.
On a couple things you can.
On a couple things. All right, so let's wrap this show up with some predictions. So for me, I think the Cincinnati Bengals could win the Super Bowl and go on a nice run. But I do not want to stick on football for this prediction because I feel like I've done that in the past. I've gone on the football route. Mm-hmm. But for me, my prediction is this, and I think it's going to drive a lot of heads. They're going to be like, "Oh, you're crazy for saying that." I think you can make a good point for it. I think Pete Alonso is going to be a New York Met.
Okay.
I do not think he gets that $350 million pay range that he wants.
Okay.
I think he gets a nice, because he's 30, 31, I think?
He might be younger than that. I think
he's in his early 30s.
He might be in his late 20s. I think
he might be 29 or something.
He might be. Yeah, he's our age or maybe a year younger.
But I think he takes a nice pay cut and signs like a 6 to 7 year deal, kind of like in the Freddie Freeman range, like 6 years, $180 million.
He is 29 years old.
29.
He'll be 30 this December.
So get out your calculator.
Okay.
Get out your calculator for this.
All right.
What's 180 divided by 6?
180 divided by 6, 30.
Okay, so he still gets his $30 million that he wants, but it's not in that $350 million.
Well, that'd be a 6-year contract, then. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So he gets paid $180 a year. His contract would be,
because he wants to stay in New York. And he's going to do everything he can to win in New York. I see that passion in him. I see that in him. And he's going to want the Mets to bring people over.
Yeah. I think if he does take, like I said, we said before, if he does take a pay cut, I could see him being just like, I know we're going to have a sport here, like Brunson. Brunson took a $113 million pay cut. And he could have took the whole thing just to bring players over.
Yeah.
So that shows the selfishness, or wherever, like not unselfish of that person, of General Brunson.
Mm-hmm.
So if Alonso, which he wants to stay and he wants to go win a World Series, which they got this close to doing
They got 2 games away from being there.
Yeah, that'll be a smart move for him. Hey, I'll take the 6-year, $180 million. Let's go get this guy. Let's go get this guy.
Let's get Soto. Let's get Corbin Burns. Let's get Blake Snell.
Let's get. So then we are known of the powerhouse team, not no LA, because then I want to challenge LA and I want to beat the shit out of Philly, like we did.
I feel like he's going to take a pay cut, and a lot of people are going to look at it and be like, I was expecting Pete Alonso to get more. I was expecting him to get at least $300 million.
If the GM's smart, or the owner, I should say, the owner's smart, he will try to talk to the team like, hey, Pete, we want to get all these players, and we want to keep you. What's the number that we could do, or what's the best option? Because I'll tell you what I want. The GM will be like, or the owner would be like, I want this player, this player, this player.
Do you want to be a part of it?
Do you want to be part of it? I have no problem letting you be in, but if that's not what you want to do, then I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And it will shock a lot of the Mets fans, but it'll be the right move to do.
Yeah, because there's a lot of free agents out there. There's a lot of pitchers out there, and the Mets are going to go after them.
Like, try to get at least like 2 pitchers to update that rotation.
Here's a wild thought I've been seeing in my head. Pete Alonso is from Tampa Bay. You never know. Maybe they go after Pete Alonso.
They
the
have
Tampa Bay
to pay him so much money, and then you that's not gonna happen.
Well, right now they don't have a stadium because it was destroyed in the hurricane. So
yeah, but they'll probably rebuild it before.
yeah, they're working on it, but
make it better, honestly.
Well, they have one for 2028, I believe.
Yeah, but still, they should make that. They should make that better. Like
Yeah,
a better
should.
stadium. Because if they get destroyed, they should definitely make that better.
But yeah, that's my prediction. Pete Alonso to the New York Mets, and he takes a pay cut that a lot of people were not expecting.
Yeah, well, I like the same thing with Brunson. We weren't expecting him to take that pay cut, and he did.
All right, Jimmy Drust, what you got? What's your prediction?
I don't know. There's a lot. I mean, I always go towards football. Basketball, I go a little towards too sometimes. Even though we just started, we didn't even talk about that. A lot of the first games were either Tuesday or Wednesday, and before I go into my prediction, what a moment to see Braun and Bronny on the same court.
Yeah,
like
nepotism at its finest.
Does not matter.
Does not matter, but it's great. It's good history.
It's
but
good
still,
history.
We know why he's there.
Yeah,
we know why he's
for
there.
First father son tandem to be playing together.
But we know why Bronny Jr. is there.
Yes, but
Come on.
Can he change if his father leaves within the 2 years, which that's what we're thinking. He's gonna probably play till
he'll be out of the league.
41, 42.
He'll be out of the league
next year. Or
his son, yeah, he'll be out of the league.
His son will be out of the league.
I think so. I don't see it last.
It depends what if LeBron could still into him, and then what he takes after that. Maybe he won't end up being a Laker, but might go somewhere else.
Yeah,
Who
we'll
knows? See. But it's just a momentum's achievement.
A great story, sure.
Yeah, it's just an achievement for both of them. For him to be playing that long, for his son to be part of his world, and to be part of his son's world that wants to do as what his dad wants to do.
Yeah, so a good story, but we all know why he's there.
Yeah.
Let's say what you got.
Let me go towards. I guess I'll go towards football because hockey, I can always say the Devils, and there's not really a good storyline just yet of who's coming out or anything. That'll be more towards the middle of the season because we still got plenty. Hockey just started not too far long ago, so I want to say with football, and this is a shout out to my man Adam. Don't be surprised if Denver, like Jonathan has, Denver makes a sneaky playoff, goes in there.
No, I agree with you on that. I agree with that.
And knock off a top contender team.
I could see that happening. Denver they finally solved their quarterback issue. Bo Nix is the guy.
He is. I just think their problem's going to be down the line is another receiver.
Yeah, but Bo Nix has proven to be that guy.
He's got more, and this is crazy. I saw the other day. He's got better numbers than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, well, Patrick Mahomes leads the league in interceptions, and they're still 6-0.
Because it's catered to one person alone, and it's not Andy Reid. Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator for that team, he is playing phenomenally for that defense. But sooner or later, the defense will get scorched. It has to be on Pat Mahomes. And
to step up.
And just like with the Jets trade with Devontae Adams, I don't think Hopkins is going to be enough.
I don't think so either.
I think they just got it so they have a secure blanket because Kelsey is on the decline. And Worthy needs more time. And D-Hop, definitely the first game, he might be all right. Just to get the chemistry down, but we'll see down the line. But I think once it comes into playoffs, you're going to have the best team. I would love that if, just hypothetical here, if Pittsburgh gets the AFC North and Baltimore, no, just saying, hold on, because they'll set, I'm going to tell you right now, because they'll set up what I'm about to say.
All right, let's hear it.
And an ultimate wild card spot, the first team they face, Kansas City. I am throwing a house on Baltimore to win that game. I am throwing a house because I could see them destroying that. I could see them, even Buffalo, because I think it'd be shot for shot with offense, and Josh Allen is playing a lot better.
Yeah, he is.
He is playing a lot better. Especially now you add Amari Cooper to that team, and Coleman's there. He's playing good as a rookie. And Shakir. He's the number one there.
Yeah.
Shakir is showing why from last year, he is the top dog there. And I think he's more security blanket for Josh Allen. And then you can have Mark Cooper's that touchdown machine.
I think so too.
So don't be shocked that if the Chiefs go maybe 1-and-done in the playoffs. Like they might.
I won't be surprised either.
Because I can see them losing.
I'm surprised they're 6-0 to be honest.
Well, they also played a San Fran team with not a lot of offense. Brandon got hurt halfway through the game, out for the season.
I get that, but I'm just and the way the NFL has been the last few years, I'm surprised that they're 6-0.
Yeah, but we'll see because I think down the stretch when they had to play a better team because I think they if we're looking at the schedule, I'm just going to take a quick little glance.
And if you are just joining us before we wrap up, our World Series predictions, I got Yankees in 5, and I got Anthony Volpe surprising a lot of people and stepping up, winning MVP. And Jimmy Drust has the Dodgers in 6. Shohei Ohtani wins the MVP.
So the last schedule. So like tomorrow they play. Sunday they play the Raiders, then they play the Buccaneers, which I can't see them. I can't see them losing to Buccaneers because they don't have an offense. Maybe, who knows? I could see them losing to the Denver Broncos. I could see them losing to Denver because I think that defense will shut down that offense.
Yeah.
At Buffalo, I could see that being a shootout. Panthers, that's a win. Raiders, that's a win. I could see the Chargers taking away that game. I could see the Chargers taking a win from that game if they play very well. Then they play the Browns. That's a win. Texans.
Playoff preview.
It could be a playoff preview. It could be an AFC Championship preview. Who knows?
You don't know. Anything could happen.
Yeah. And I could see the Texans win that game. And then Week 17, Christmas Day, Steelers. Russ, the last couple times, did have his number. But we'll see.
Yeah, we will.
Because the Steelers' defense is top 5 this year.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that could be, and like down the line, hopefully that team still stays the same.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun.
Yeah, and then they play at Denver to end it all. So who knows? So they could lose a couple games here and there.
They can.
And
they're not going undefeated, but
I can't. If they do, I could see them.
6-0.
I could see them being 1-and-done in the playoffs. Just because I think Baltimore's a lot. Excuse me.
Allergies.
No, I always get little. Baltimore's a lot better team from what they first. I think the Bengals are just better offensively. Defensively, I think they need a little help. Buffalo, I think they're a better team on offense. Defense could, stop here and there, but it's give or take. Texans, both sides of the ball, they're really good. They barely lost to the Packers. Barely lost. Packers are just a better team on both sides of the ball. And then if we're going to go, I can't even say this. If Miami puts it all together.
Yeah, they're going to be a dark horse.
They're
going to be a sleeper team.
If they could get Tua back to healthy and that offense could be a lot better, I would not be surprised if they walk in. But I just feel like they'll be a wild card spot.
Yeah, it'll be wild card. Because Buffalo's winning that division.
I think so too. Because I think the Jets are too far back, and I can see them losing the games.
I wonder how Jonathan's feeling. Oh, Super Bowl! You're gonna hear much about the Jets.
Well, we kind of are with the whole Rodgers story.
Yeah, we are still hearing.
But I have to give Rodgers.
Not positive.
I have to give Rodgers respect because he's signing the interception balls that he threw to Beanie Bishop.
Oh, so he's not as selfish.
So I have to give him a little respect for this week because he's just being unselfish this time for that because even Beanie was like I'm going to get it, but I don't know if I'm going to get like the answer that I want. and then Rodgers was on the Pat McAfee show the next day and asked him, "Are you going to sign the balls?" He goes, "Yeah, I will."
Not bad.
So yeah, Denver. I think Denver could be like
I think so too.
The 7th or the 6th spot. The way they're looking because I think that their defense. Don't be surprised, but we'll see.
Again, thank you for joining us on today's episode of the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. I'll be at the Cigar Festival this week. Jimmy is a no-go, last-minute plans.
Yeah. Also, let's shout out to the Liberty.
That's right.
New York Liberty, congratulations on your first title.
That's right. New York Liberty, congrats.
Congratulations.
Sabrina Anenscu, 1 for 20, but they came through and won.
Yep.
Brianna Stewart, longtime great. Congrats to them.
Congrats. Hopefully you can run it back. We'll see.
Yeah, they may.
They could. They have a
You
good
never
team.
know.
If they keep the same team, they absolutely can.
This should be interesting. I always like the Liberty.
Yeah, they're always good, but that's finally the first title after 28 years, their first original team.
Yeah, first original team.
Yeah.
We have to talk about them, otherwise Jenny will be mad at me. So there we go. We're talking.
Jenny, if you're watching this, don't fire us.
We're talking about the Liberty
Yeah,
last minute.
I shouted out. Doug was going to leave it out.
Sorry. But
Yeah, that's
here
on
we
him.
are. Here we are. We're talking.
Last
some
but not
Liberty.
least, Jenny, save the best for last.
Yeah, save the best for last. New York Liberty. But there's gonna be a challenge for them when Paige Beckers gets to the league, when Angel Reese becomes a superstar that she already is. So it's gonna be a challenge for the Liberty.
Yeah, and Clark already be a monster.
Yeah, that I doubted.
You did doubt.
I did doubt.
You did doubt. And at least you apologized for
I
it.
did apologize. I
Yeah.
did a whole episode on it.
I'm really, because I would think I was on vacation when you did it.
Yeah.
Of course, when I go on vacation, you do the whole thing. I'm like, this MF.
This mother.
Yeah, for real. I'm like, this MF. I'm like, I've been saying it for months to him that she was going to be that good, and he didn't believe me. To have a team go into the wild card, yeah, they lost, but to go into the playoffs as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen next year when they add more star power? Hopefully, star power to that team.
Yeah, you never know. It should be fun.
Like, whoever they sign and everything.
WNBA is growing.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see them add another team.
Well,
or two.
Jenny did tell me it's going to be the championship is going to be to 7 games now. So rather than 5, it's going to be best.
That
of 7.
should be, honestly, that should be.
And that would be fun.
Yeah, but I think you can add more teams at that point.
They can have an expansion draft sooner or later, but
They could, but they need a lot more players for that, honestly.
all right, we'll see everybody next time. Let's go baseball.
Let's go Devils.
May they both lose, even though it can't happen.
We all lose.
We all lose. But go Kevin Kiermaier.
Let's go.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
So Malibu at the diner part of the casino.
That they're gonna slip back a little bit. Ben,
Do you ever ask yourself the question as to
For this town, things that haven't been done before.
It's more than just Joe Biden, though. Like, it's just like people.
Overpay for DeGrom, and I think this is a great way for us to gather.
I'll be looking for another job after this is over. I can tell you that.
I'm here with your name behind it, hoping that
Why did Trump fire Fauci? He could have gotten rid of him.
There's a lot of things you can have checked out. So,
Talk whatever we want.
It's sports. Well, I'll tell you, no matter, I don't have to worry about my feelings to understand that.
going for the Super Bowl.
Hold on. Listen, hold on, because that's not what Rogers said. Rogers said, I just care about winning the MVP. I don't care about winning.
No matter, I don't have to worry about my feelings to understand that.
And I was like, oh god, how do I stop this? So I
Look at that water behind me, James.
Jesus says in the scripture, they need to live through experience of their own.
Especially going back to Columbus down.
why? They were horrible this
so Malibu at the